Hello readers, welcome back to Keep Reading. I'm Reuben Hepworth-Waite and I thought I'd do a 6-week roundup and just tell you about the books that I've recommended over the last 6 weeks, and also a little bit of a preview of some of the books I'm going to recommend in the coming weeks. So the first book that I started off with was this one. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. Brilliant book, really good book to read at the moment. It's all about building really good habits and breaking bad ones. He says it's tiny changes for remarkable results, and I'd recommend this one. Read this at the moment to get into some really good routines while we're still in lockdown. This is the second book that I recommended. It's Any Human Heart by William Boyd. Absolutely brilliant novel, one of my favourite authors, and this is the story of Logan Mount Stewart as he navigates his way through all the decades of the 20th century, with some hilarious parts and some very profound and moving parts as well. It'll have you in tears and it'll have you laughing out loud as well. So that's a brilliant book, highly recommended. The third book that I recommended was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a. You can read it yourselves. It's by Mark Manson. It says it's a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. It's a really sort of good sort of self-help book, and he doesn't pull any punches about today's culture and the problems that he thinks it causes, and guides you to be able to care about the things that are important in life. So it's a really good book to read at the moment. So the fourth book that I recommended was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. It's a very original book. It's narrated by Death, which is a very sort of interesting twist. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get into it, it's absolutely brilliant. It's all about the story of a girl called Liesl, 9-year-old girl. Her parents have been sent to a concentration camp at the start of the Second World War, and she gets fostered by a couple in a town just outside Munich. She steals books, hence the title, and it's a very moving and profound book, so give it a go. It should lift your spirits at the moment. The fifth book that I recommended was a very pertinent book at the moment. It's The Plague by Albert Camus, a French philosopher who wrote this book in 1947, and it won the Nobel Prize for Literature. Really good book, quite deep, but profound at the moment as well, so should give you a bit of an insight into all the things that we're going through during lockdown. The sixth book that I recommended was Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. He's a very, very smart guy, one of the world's most original thinkers, and this is a really, really insightful book, which he says is the power of thinking without thinking, and explains, sometimes when we know something but we don't know why, and often, that's the best way, acting on our instincts. Very good book, give that a go. So that was a roundup of all the 6 books that I've recommended in the last 6 weeks during lockdown. There they all are. They all have their own video on the channel, so if you're interested in any of the books, seek out the video for a bit more in-depth information. So now I'm just going to give you a short preview of 3 books that I'm going to recommend in the next 3 weeks. The first one is A Possible Life by Sebastian Faulks. He's a brilliant author, local guy to me. He was born in Newbury. I love all his books. This one I've read a couple of times. It was that good. It's 4 stories that are all intertwined very subtly. I'm going to give you a review of that one next week. And the following week, it's going to be Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. It's a book that I think everybody should read. Gives us the full sort of history of humankind. It's quite a good book. It's the first in a series of 3 books that he wrote. And the third one is Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Absolutely brilliant book. It's one that I've had on the shelf for a long time and been meaning to read, and got the chance to read it during lockdown. Explains the intricacies of the cosmos in layman's terms. So I'm going to be reviewing that one as well. Thanks for tuning in to listen to the 6-week roundup of my book recommendations. I'll be back on Thursday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and keep reading.